Hey guys, welcome to She Knows Arsenal. My name is Jessica. Hold on. And I'm your host. You can follow me on Twitter at Justino Tweets and at She Knows Arsenal. Welcome to another episode of the Daily Download, going through Arsenal's transfer news. Yeah, so news broke right as the terrace was ending. So we definitely need to talk about the elephant in the room. It's not really an elephant, but the breaking news around Chelsea being considering a bid um for Raphinha. And yeah, it has kind of disrupted everything. I have to be honest. Like it's one of those things where I think most of us that are pretty, balanced and realistic is that Arsenal need to get this deal done before others become interested in him as well, and the deal needs to be done quickly. Oh, yeah, it's done. Chelsea are close to agreeing a fee north of 55 with Leeds but it's not done yet. CFC are now best placed. Arsenal not currently at required price. Yeah. So it looks like Raphinha is actually going to Chelsea, which let me go ahead and retweet that. I'll actually pull it up for you guys now. Yeah, they jumped in and we're fucked. Wow, this has been we're out of the race for Raphinha. That's really bad. Okay, so all right, here we go. Let's see. I don't know if I can show you guys that, but let me go out. Chelsea close to agreeing a fee north of 55 million with Leeds for Raphinha, but not done yet. Chelsea are now best placed with Leeds and 25-year-old as long-term favorites. Barcelona can't afford it at present, and Arsenal not currently at the required price. So, yeah, it looks like he's going to go to Chelsea. You know, you guys, this is one of those ones where so many people I think were really confident about before it even got done. And yeah, um yeah, we can all react here together, drown our sorrows and try to figure out what Arsenal are going to do now, because I think we went hell for leather for him, and now that it looks like we're not going to get him, I haven't heard of any replacements. I've heard some Asensio rumors. So yeah, we'll go ahead and go through all of this. But yeah, that's a huge blow for our window. Very, very huge blow for our window. And yeah, looks like we lost out on him. Looks like we lost out on him. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. I'm sure it's not great. Let's see. Curtis says Arsenal can still match Chelsea's price. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Let's see. I don't I don't know if you guys are saying not to be dramatic, and I'm not saying it's the end of the world. What I am saying, it is a blow for the transfer window because we need another attacker, and we haven't really seen any other options pop up. So I guess we will see some new options pop up, but yeah, I feel like this is a big blow in a certain way because they're going to get Raheem Sterling and Raphinha. Who are we going to get? We only got Gabriel Jesus. So, yeah, it does kind of suck, but that's how the transfer window goes. I mean, we tried to get it over the line quickly and they jumped in front of us. And we know that Raphinha's number one choice beyond Barcelona was um was Chelsea. So yeah, I think we're screwed on this one. Captain Joka says, ain't nobody tripping over Raphinha. We will go get Nabry or Gakpo. He is overpriced. Well, it looks like Gakpo might actually be going to Leeds. So again, putting all your eggs in this basket may have not been the best thing. But the one thing that I will say is like I was thinking that maybe the relationship with George Mendes would have really helped us out, but it doesn't look like it was able to be strong enough for this particular deal. Deco did play for Chelsea, so I think he was also keen to get Raphinha to a team that he played for. Let's see what's going on Twitter. I'm sure a lot of things are going on Twitter right now. Um, let's see. I don't think it's about the budget. I see some people talking about the budget. I think the reality is that he probably wants to go to a team with Champions League. That's probably more what it is. I see we're being cheap. Like Arsenal haven't gotten to the price yet. I don't know. I don't know if it's about the price. Let's see. People are saying, look at Hagen's tweet. Understand that Chelsea, no, you guys, it's gone, I think. Understand that Chelsea are close to a 55 million deal with Leeds for Raphinha, but must convince him to join them over Arsenal or Barcelona, CFC more. They're not going to have to do much to convince him, I don't think, because he's going to want Champions League. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is tough. This is really tough. Oyatolani says Arsenal fans have to agree not getting UCL football was always going to affect our ability to get tier one players. True. It's very true. Um, it must I think it's Champions League. I don't think it has anything to do with the money. Um, Karthik says, I still believe Adu's brilliant Brazilian connection. I don't think this is trustable. Today we are completely engaged with Jesus transfer and it's still burning. Let's wait for a week. I mean, them being close to agreeing a fee is trouble. Like it really is. So they said it's not agreed yet, but it feels like it's going in their direction. And because Dembele looks like he's going to go to Barcelona, they always had the contingency to go back to Raphinha, knowing that he'd probably go to them over us. So, yeah, I don't know what our backup plan is, but Arsenal have got to get another attacker in. You know, Raphinha will be a blow. I mean, it does make the window look a lot less shiny. So, yeah, we'll see. Um, Kadwani says, Chelsea entered the chat. Let's be real. It's over. Next target, please. Thunder Road says, okay, we have to overpay both fee and wages to get him now. I guess the domino is Dembele staying at Barcelona. That is the domino. So, yeah. I don't know. Morris Brown says, I'm not in my feelings over Raphinha. I feel like I am. Like, I really wanted Raphinha because I do think he takes this up a level. And, you know, he would have been the type of player that, like, would have made people sit up and notice, but, you know, you can't really compete with a team that could give him the same wages or probably gonna tell him that he can start as well, because the thing with Gabriel Jesus is because he was playing through the center, I do think that it would have been difficult to convince him that he would be number 1. Um, at Chelsea, but at Chelsea as a winger, he's gonna be what, competing with Pulisic and Ziyech? So, yeah, they could say that, "Okay, you're gonna start, we're gonna give you the wages, we're gonna do this." So, yeah, I think we lost this one, you guys, we're just gonna have to hold that. Matt G says, "I think he'll go Barcelona before Chelsea." I mean, Chelsea, we're always waiting on Dembele, and Dembele looks like he's gonna stay at Barcelona, which means Barcelona wouldn't go for Raphinha. So, yeah. Yeah, I think it's done, you guys, I really do. Jean Rene says the only thing that's in our favor is that we went in first, and it seems he seems to be our first choice. Yeah, but are we his? You know, are we his? You know, I do think they put it out very early on that he would have preferred to go to Chelsea than us. So, yeah, that sucks. Let's see. K9 says Rafinha to Chelsea is a massive hit, but not the end of the world. Was always going to be hard. We move, but who are we going to get instead? You know, we're not getting Narbry. I see a lot of Narbry in the chat. We're not going to get Narbry. I feel like we'll end up with like Asensio or somebody like that. And to be honest, like I feel like that would be a step down. You know, I think Rafinha is better than Asensio. You know, but yeah, yeah. Let's see. Keenan says Musa Diaby is better than Rafinha. I don't agree. I don't think he is. Um, I think there are very few players out there that are better than Rafinha right now that are not playing for elite teams. Um, let's see. Denver says, I wouldn't break my head over this. Arteta and Edu are signing players that can play multiple positions to cover the lack of depth. Um, I have watched Musa Diaby, and I don't think he's better than Raphinha. I think also he's really small. But yeah, let's see. Dennis says, Cody Gakpo, we can outbid leads for him. Why do you keep asking that question? Well, you guys, I mean, if you guys don't want to hear my honest opinion, then I don't know what to tell you. But like when I think who can we get instead, I'm thinking about just as good, if not better than him. Cody Gakpo obviously is such a good player, but do I think he's better than Raphinha? No, I don't. Do I think his adaptation would be kind of big? Yeah. So I don't think it's the same, but hey, we're not going to get Nabry. Like, I just don't think Nabry's on the table. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Onyeka says, we literally have no idea what's happening on the inside and behind closed doors. Let's relax a bit and see what happens. I mean, I think it's because it's Ornstein coming out with it. It's kind of like it feels real, and it feels like it could potentially happen. But, for me, the window, Rafinha would have been kind of like the cherry on top. We still need Tielemans. We still need to get Martinez. But this also shows that you could be outbid. You can be out, players could want to go somewhere else, so we have to be, I think, a little bit less um confident in some of these deals. And I do think some of us got a little bit overboard. Some people are going to have to deactivate. I have to say, if he does go to Chelsea, some people are going to have to definitely deactivate. Dennis says there's a huge chance Rafinha flops at Chelsea. All their attackers have done that. Literally, our wingers bar Pepe have improved. Gakpo can do that. Yeah, it's not as good. Like, let's be real. It's not as good. Um, but then at the same time, like, you know, I don't know. Gakpo, he's very good, but like I wish we had just went for Gakpo now, because like now that we've seen that we could potentially get Raphinha, like it's kind of, but let's see. All the news is kind of coming out now, I guess. Let's see. People are saying also Fabrizio Romano has tweeted, so let's check that out. Yeah, we got done. Pretty embarrassing. But that's the game, isn't it? Chelsea and Leeds have reached a full agreement for Raphinha. Official bid accepted around main part of, oh wow, talks ongoing on the player side in personal terms. Yeah, they hijacked it. We're done. We're done. We're done. So now what? Now what? Now what do we do? Um, the game is the game. Yeah, he's going to Chelsea. We have definitely gotten hijacked here. I wasn't worried, but now I'm like, okay, yeah, it's done. So, all right, let's see. Yeah, let me put that up there. Yeah, Chelsea Leeds have reached a full agreement for Raphinha. Official bid accepted around 60 to 65 million, add-ons included. Main part of amount to be paid immediately. It's done between clubs. Talks now ongoing on the player side on personal terms, and contact Bowley is on it. Yeah, we got done, That's rough. When's the last time something like this has happened to us? I feel like it hasn't happened, you know? But I think actually I don't have that many Rafinha pictures on my Instagram or my Twitter. I think I maybe only had like one. But let's see. What are you guys feeling right now? And who do you guys think we could go after now? Because, I'm feeling a little bit like, did we get used? It feels like we might have maybe got used so that somebody else could come in. The quickness of how this kind of went down, like it does feel like we may have gotten used again. So yeah, let's see. Denver says just Raphinha was a free hit. I know it's disappointing, but let's just get Martinez and Tielemans. That's a solid window. No, we need another attacker, you guys. Like we can't go in with Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, and Saka. It's not enough goals. We need another attacker. And because we know that there was some money there, like, come on, you have to bring in another attacker. It's not good enough. But yeah, let's see. Lucas says, embarrassing if we don't have a plan B. Well, I mean, our plan B may be, Asensio or somebody like that, but like hopefully we didn't let some of our plan Bs go too far. Let's see. Absolutely not worried. Let's get Narbry. You guys, we're not getting Narbry. We're not getting him. FTL Gunnar Craig says, I feel like if we match the bid, it'll be down to the player's preference. I think it's done. Says Chelsea and Leeds have now reached a full agreement for Raphinha. So I think it's done, you guys. Like I think we can pretty much put that one, in the we're done. Let's see. Don Arsenal says, go get Gakpo. We're not getting Narbry, you guys. I don't know like how we made that rumor up. He's not coming. Like, Captain Joka says Nabry, Asensio, and Martinez is a great window. Gakpo, we could get him as well if we split the money. I think we can do all these for 80 million. Oya Talani says, I actually think we have a plan A. Raphinha was also an opportunity, more like a plan A plus. I don't know, you guys. It feels very much like he was our first and only choice. O'Malley says, Jess, why don't you like Asensio? I just think he's been dead for years, and to go after him now would be kind of like, I also thought that like AC Milan was really interested in him, but the Asensio rumor is heating up. They're not really heating up, but because they're coming out a little bit more now, like, yeah, we probably knew like earlier today that we weren't going to get him. Yeah, I wonder what their I don't know. I wonder what their plan is going to be, but there's nothing you really can do now. Chelsea, I hate to say it, but like they're in a much better position than us. And Raphinha, it was already put out there that he would rather have gone to Chelsea than Arsenal. So, you know, I just want to see what some of these in the know accounts have to say because there was so many people saying, and it may have been close, but Chelsea jumped in last minute. So we're kind of back to Vieira, Gabriel Jesus. Now what? Let's see. Whip Snap says, let's get Lissandro and Tielemans in, then show some rare ambition and go for Nabry, as unlikely as it seems. If you never try, you never know. Do you guys really believe that Raphinha wasn't plan A? I'm seeing a lot of this. I know we want to lessen the blow, but I think he was plan A, and now we have to figure out what our plan B is. So yeah. Let's see. Penny for the guy. Same old Arsenal haggling over 5 mil. I don't think it's about money, you guys. I think Chelsea have the ability to probably play more up front because whatever we were going to do, because look at our window. We've we've already paid 35 something million for Vieira. We're paying 50 million, 45 million for Gabriel Jesus. So that's already like 80 million right there. We still want to get Martinez. That's going to cost us 35 million. So that's 120-ish, around-ish. Whatever we were going to pay for Raphinha, we were going to pay in like huge installments. So if Chelsea can pay more up front, it's just a done deal. And I think it's accelerating probably mostly because Raphinha wants to go to Chelsea. It was a lot slower with us because, he may have not had like, he probably wasn't 100%. Let's just say that. Vivian says Nabry would only cost 40 million. With him loving Arsenal, personal terms shouldn't be a problem. I think we overrate the whole he loves Arsenal thing a little bit, but I hear what you're saying. Keenan says, if we made an initial bid near the asking price, we would have landed Raphinha before Chelsea entered the picture. That is the problem. I think maybe. I hear that part. I hear that, you guys. Matt G says, I don't think it was the amount. Sounds like Chelsea are paying much of it up front. That's not Arsenal's, and I think that that's also what it is they're going to pay a huge chunk up front, which we know Leeds wanted. They wanted a lot of money up front. And so that was another reason why Barcelona couldn't get the deal over the line is because they wanted a huge amount up front. So, yeah, I mean, we just have to, hold that, but I see a lot of people saying like, okay, now, Chelsea, they're showing how to do business. It's not like we haven't gotten Vieira and Gabriel Jesus. So I'm not going to go as far to say like, oh, all of our business is crap now. Come on now. Wayne Sage, thank you so much for your super chat as well. Says Fabrizio just tweeted that Arsenal made a verbal bid with Leeds today and they turned it down. So, yeah, I mean, maybe we're just out here. I don't know. It feels like Vlahovic, yeah, maybe a little bit of Vlahovic 2.0. Like, I don't know. It just, did we actually put in a bid? Did we not? Because there were a lot of people out there saying that we put in a bid, like that's crazy. Um, let's see. I'll refresh it for you guys. Um, let's see. More on Raphinha. Arsenal had a meeting with Leeds and made a new verbal bid in the last hours, turned down again. Barcelona also called Leeds again, but no chance to match Chelsea's bid. Chelsea are now working on agreement. It's done. Yeah, so I just maybe I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Like Ornstein said that we put in a bid, so saying that we only put in verbal bids, I don't know. I don't know about this, you guys. It just feels like we don't I don't know. I have to look back on it. I feel like Chelsea were probably more decisive. They said we're going to have this, we're ready to push it through now, and we were kind of maybe trying to play our luck. I don't know. Feels weird. Zork says just use that money to buy Neves and Tielemans instead. Don't need a winger like Raphinha. We need You know what though? Like the more I'm thinking about it now, you guys, and I'm not Raphinha is not overrated. Let's not backtrack here. Raphinha would have been good for us. But let me just put this in perspective now. Like if, Ornstein and, a lot of other people were saying we wanted to try to get the Raphinha deal done, get Gabriel Jesus done, and that's why we weren't going after Tielemans. Um, and so we wanted to, shift our attention over there. What I will say is that, like, maybe we were going to pay in huge installments, and maybe it was an opportunity that we thought we could get over the line, but Chelsea had more money and they were more decisive. They had more up front. And so maybe that's why Tielemans was put on the back burners because if we could get this done, you know, maybe we wouldn't go after Tielemans. But I would expect for this, like, if if it was the case that we only had a certain amount of money and we were going to try to really install it out, and we really didn't have the coins to do it, but Chelsea had the coins to do it, then I would expect us to go back and try to do Tielemans. I really just think go to the original plan. Um, Go ahead and go and get Tielemans and try to get somebody else because we don't want to lose out on Tielemans now because we were waiting on this. At least it didn't go to the end of the unless he did, at least it didn't go to the end of the window. Um, Alex says, which other team does this? Mikey says this is a shakeup at a good point of the window. Joshua says Trossard and Yuri are a must. I mean, at this point, maybe that's what you go after. Maybe you go after Trossard and Yuri. I would imagine, like, at this point, Yuri Tielemans needs to get done tomorrow. You can't let him wait any longer. And yeah, I I don't know. I still see people say it's not over. It is over. It says Chelsea are now working to get an agreement done. Like it is done. In terms of the window, it's not over, but maybe this was an opportunity that, Arteta and Edu wanted to try to get done. And they put Tielemans on the back burner and other options on the back burner to try to get this done. It was a long shot. And now that we couldn't get it over the line because we couldn't put enough money up front, which probably speaks to us having maybe a smaller budget than people think. Or maybe that we thought. Maybe we just, need to go after Tielemans now. We just need to move on. What makes this more embarrassing than anything is not so much that we didn't get it, because ultimately a lot of the more credible journalists said that, like, it was a difficult deal to do because there was a lot of other Champions League teams sniffing around. Um, it's more about there's so many in the knows and Arsenal fans that were acting like it was done. And that's more what it comes to. than anything. And so we just have to hold that. Like, we really can't be out here, you know, getting upset about it. As a fan base, we know we get a little bit too over the top about things too early. So yeah, Chelsea will get Raphinha. We just have to hold that. Um, yeah, yeah, and you know, yeah, we just have to relax. Let's see. Oh yeah, the in the knows are starting to go away. But I mean, you got bad information. You got bad information. Um, let's see. I'm just trying to see what people are saying here. Um, And people are saying more updates. I don't see any other updates, so if you guys see them, let me know. But it just looks like we got done and they were willing to pay more up front. So let's see what Arsenal do and how they maneuver. I mean, we know that this kind of stuff can happen. And what I will say is that, like, Joshua says in the nose, lie to me every morning. I hope we do not panic by now after this, got to keep our heads. It's, we just have to hold that L and, like, hopefully Vieira and Gabriel Jesus are still really good business deals. So let's not sit here and act like it's over. The window is not over. It's just this deal is over. Let's see. Ben Jacobs says Raphinha hasn't decided, and Arsenal and Chelsea could be in a bidding war. I think it's done. I think it's done. I'm actually going to, like, mentally just act like this is not happening. Let's see. Let's see what Ben Jacobs is saying. Okay, Ben Jacobs says that Rafinha hasn't decided his next club, but as per the excellent David Ornstein, Chelsea have entered the race and are willing to pay an excess of 55 million. Arsenal and Chelsea could end up being in a bidding war. Leeds ideally want 60 million. Barca can't afford these numbers. Um, Chelsea actually wanted Raphinha in January, and had the sanctions not happened, he might already be a CFC player. Nothing is done yet, but Chelsea have made their intentions very clear. Chelsea also look likely to get Raheem Sterling. Um, yeah, it doesn't really say anything about Arsenal upping their bid. It just says we could be in a bidding war, but Chelsea are accelerating things, and unless Arsenal gets serious, like, there's nothing we really can do. And I just don't see why he would choose Arsenal now if he was potentially going there anyway. So yeah, we have to move on. Mikey says the Ornstein tweet is far less committal. Let me look at that. It's just one of those guys where, I mean, Ornstein did say, like, several times that, like, it's a difficult deal to do because there's other people around. Fabrizio Romano also said that as well. So yeah, I mean, I just think we're done. And we just have to, let it go. Um, so yeah, let's see what else you guys are saying. There's almost 600 of you guys in here. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm sorry this is such, like, a downstream, but, like, you know, sometimes you miss out on your targets and you try to get things done and you just don't get it done. I know that some people are going to say that this means that we're not serious in the window, but we already signed Vieira and we already signed Gabriel Jesus. So, it's not like we haven't done anything. It's just we went after somebody that was going to be pursued by other teams, and we just missed out. Um, Alex says subscribed. Morris Brown says I'm not down. Is everybody down? Is ever some people are cool? Like, how do you guys feel? William says let's move on. Yeah, I think we just have to move on from this. But yeah. Denver says Jess, if it makes you feel any better, Reese Nelson is coming back. That guy. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Keenan says Musa Diaby, 12 goals, or 13 goals, 12 assists. Yeah, but also, like, Rafinha's playing in the Premier League. Musa Diaby, like, come on. He's not. Fungai says very down, guys. Damien says Martinez and Nabry now. This just shows that, like, anything can happen and we just can't be too confident on anything. Because now what if Manchester United put in a bid for Martinez? What's going to happen with that? Are we meeting the price for that, what's going on, so now I have less confidence about things, but we'll see. Paul says, how can Arsenal fans be serious? A joke. This fan base is. Do you are you a Birmingham City fan? Are you joking? We've already completed 2 signings, 2 really good signings. Missing out on a target doesn't mean you're not serious. Like, and you're a Birmingham City fan. Like, you're not even in the Premier League. What are you doing here? You came to banter us from Birmingham City? It's embarrassing. Phil says we should go after Gnabry twice the he's not coming. Especially because Gnabry is already he's already spoken to Liverpool. So if he's gonna go anywhere, he's gonna go to Liverpool. Perspective Nation says every team waits for us to place a bid and then they move in. Um, New Home says hopefully go for Anthony now, similar player. He's going to go to Manchester United. Shekhar says honestly, Raphinha gives me a headache. George's opinion says ha. Yeah, it just is what it is. Let's see if there's any other news here, because now if we lose out on Martinez, then that's it, so they have to go ahead and wrap that up. I would say that we need to also wrap up Tielemans and then go back in for another attacker after that. Raphinha is a very good player. Like, I'm not going to go back on what I said. We just have to hold that. FK says, hold your nerve, Arsenal, stick to the plan, see it out. I love FK. I wonder what Arsenal are thinking right now. Ike Icy says, Arsenal better not panic buy, coming from a Chelsea fan. I mean, who could we even panic buy? Like, there's nobody else really out there. Like, we'll probably end up going after some kid, so there you go. Tien says, I'm glad because Raphinha is overrated. I don't think so. Vieira signed, and we got Jesus, who are very important for Arsenal. Always want Arsenal should sign Tielemans, Martinez, and a tall, experienced center forward ASAP. I don't know. I I just don't know who we'd go after. It just feels like this was our number one thing. But you guys, like, I think we just have I I get that we're upset about the Raphinha thing. I am upset about the Raphinha thing because I really wanted him personally. He was my personal, like, oh my gosh, because I didn't think we'd be in for him. But our number one target was Gabriel Jesus, and we did get him. We got Fabio Vieira as well. We just need to go ahead and get Martinez and Tielemans. Let's not fully panic. Matthew says we need to go out to secure Martinez. He's more important. Can't miss out on him. Yeah. Let's see. Maxino says, nah, he's good, but Saka is better. That's why I don't get the outrage. There's other wingers out there, man. We need a world-class left winger who can cover right wing. I don't think Saka is better than Raphinha. So, I think he could be, but he's not yet. So, yeah. Oya Talani says, come on, guys. No need to put Raphinha down. He's a very good player and a level raiser for sure. That's why, I mean, the whole fan base was so sure. Like, we just have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see. Some people do feel Saka is better. Fair enough. John says, it's literally still June. There's no panic buying until late August. Ion says, we are always late adopters when we are aware of the competition in the market. We should have been fast and decisive when the ball was in our court. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but Leeds wanted a bidding war. Like, that's what they wanted. And Chelsea are offering more up front. They're willing to, we have a lot to do. I don't know if we put 55 million out there, to get him, basically paying the whole fee up front, then what are we not going to get in return? I don't want to get Raphinha and then not be able to get Tielemans and Martinez. So I get why Arsenal are probably unwilling to pay so much up front. So, I get that, but let's see what we do. Let's see what we do. Effie says the Brazilian coach said if Saka was Brazilian. I know what they said. Okay, Magzino says Saka is defo better. Arsenal fans just don't get how good Saka is. I do get how good Saka is, but I think Raphinha is better. I'm just not going to. I can't I can't be swayed in another direction. I think Raphinha is really, really good. Oya Talani says Leeds was never going to accept the first offer, knowing that clubs were interested. Fair enough. And that's the thing as well. Like Leeds know behind the scenes, and like it's not like I think people forgot this. Fabrizio Romano and Ornstein both said there were teams in the Champions League wanting him. So, and that was Spurs and Chelsea. So it's not like we didn't know there was other options. Like, we just I think so many people got too far ahead. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's gonna go to a bidding war. I think we'll distance ourselves from it. Because come on. Harvey says Cody Gakpo PSV, but maybe Leeds buy him. Yeah, I mean, if Leeds get him, and then I mean, who are we gonna get? Harry says, prove to me Raphinha is better than Saka. Soul says Saka is not better. You don't get everything you want in life. Grow up. Pratim says Raphinha is awful and retaining possession would be tough to adapt him to our system. I mean, we're saying that, but Arsenal were going after him, so clearly they thought that he could be adapt. You know what I mean? So I don't think we should start going back on Raphinha being a good player or not. I think where I'll kind of draw the line is that the window is not over, and you lose out on targets, and then you have to maneuver. I think this does kind of, I did put out a video the other day talking about Adu and saying like, has he earned your respect and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of people were like, yes, look at what he's doing. But then I still said we need to wait until the end of the window. And this is exactly why. It's because we look like we were going to get Raphinha. It looks like we're going to get Martinez. It looks like we're going to get Tielemans. But right now we just have Vieira and Gabriel Jesus. And those are great signings, but we're nowhere near at the end of the window. So we just need to hold our horses a little bit. But I wonder if this is a shock to the system for him, or they kind of knew that this could happen. Yeah. Lynn says Arsenal have to go back in now and pay more because Raphinha is not going to play at Chelsea every week because of Sterling. But doesn't Sterling play off of the left? Raphinha plays off of the right. I can see them playing Havertz, Raphinha, and Sterling. I mean, their attackers are not very good. Or they have like Pulisic and all these kind of guys that are kind of like not very good. So, yeah, like Arsenal will have to go in for more, but I don't think that Arsenal will. I really don't. Jesse says Raphinha will be a wingback. Yeah, I don't know about that. And I think the idea that he wouldn't start at Arsenal is a total fallacy, you guys. Are as good as Saka and Martinelli have been for us, they don't score enough goals. That's why we were where we are. So, yeah, we just have to move on from this. Let's see. Josh says it makes sense as Tuchel was in Ibiza, so Ralph and Deco. Oh, fair enough. Lucas says Chelsea improving massively, top four looking tough. Yeah, it was always going to be tough. It was always going to be tough, so I don't know. We just have to see what we're going to do. I don't think Gakpo does that for us. I do think that he's a good player if you want to continue to do project youth, but if you want to go up a level, you have to bring in somebody like Raphinha, but I don't see us going in with a bid that's gonna, because what are we gonna lose if we put in more money on this deal, Logic says Chelsea just put the cash on the table. We couldn't compete with that with all the signing we are making. If we make them, we have to see what Arsenal are gonna do. Effie says for Leeds to accept the Chelsea bid, it means they already have the green light from Raphinha's camp. I think Raphinha is gonna go there. Yeah. Raphinha is a very good player, but I've always maintained that we don't really need him. We need Tielemans and Martinez more. We need more than one attacker, you guys. Like, we don't have goals in our team. These young kids, I mean, at this point, if this is all we got, Saka's still playing every single game. You guys realize that, right? So all of that, like Saka's being played into the ground. He's going to continue to get played to the ground. So I get that Tielemans and Martinez are important, but also getting another attacker is important. So yeah. Yeah, I think Raphinha is gonna go to Chelsea. I think we need to just move on from it. We need more than one attacker. It's painful. We have to hold that, but also, you guys, you know, I put out something the other day about, and this is totally unrelated. It's totally unrelated. But it was about Martinez, and it was from a account that is hit or miss, but it's not an Arsenal account. And it was about Martinez and how Eric Ten Hag and Manchester United will probably make a bid for him. And I got ripped for putting that out there by the Arsenal fan base. It was like, she's not reliable. She's not reliable. But you guys, you let the in the knows also drag you into really believing we were gonna get it, Raphinha. So we have to keep the same energy, even though you don't like, other teams' mouthpieces saying things about their teams coming in for our players or players that we think are gonna come to our team. We also have to like stop putting a lot of effort into these in the knows. We know who they are, but a lot of them said that we were gonna get Raphinha was 90 something percent done. I think they're actually worse than neutral, accounts that are saying things that we don't want to hear. So yeah. Alton says, "Do you think Chelsea will spend 120 million euro for Delit?" I don't know. I don't care. Alex says, "Martinelli and Saka don't do it for me." It's not enough, but if that's what they do, I mean, the window is looking a lot less impressive without Rafinha. I think that's why, like, they need to bring in somebody else, but hopefully they have a plan B. Let's see. Saida says, "I don't want to go for another young winger. Rafinha was the perfect age and prem proven. At this point, no other winger would really excite me apart from João Felix." That's kind of where I'm at right now too, but what I would like to see Arsenal do from here is move on from this, go get Tielemans, slap the money down for Martinez, go up to the 50 million, do whatever you have to do for him, get those two in, and then go look for the attacker because I don't know. I just feel like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do from there? And I do think not having another attacker is going to hurt us. You can't go into another season with these attacking options. They don't have enough goals in them, and they can't have guaranteed starts. They can't play in Europa League and play in the Premier League and play, it's not going to work. We need more attackers. We need better. So yeah. Nashville says deadline DCL incoming. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Anthony says, let's just wait whether the board decides to match the deal. I doubt they will. I really, really do. But yeah, let's see. Mabieri says, what about Emmanuel Dennis from Watford? That would be so bad. I mean, not bad, but it would just be so and yeah, it would just be so like, really? Keenan says Jared Bowen is mustard and can legitimately play striker. People don't rate him because he isn't sexy. I just don't think he's gonna come to Arsenal. I think he'll resign another deal with West Ham. Let's see. Danjuma, he's also been tapped up by West Ham. See, that's the thing about chasing after, and this is Adu has done this a lot. And I'm not saying that this is another one of these situations, but it could potentially because other teams have started working on Gakpo, other teams have started working on Danjuma. So with us chasing, Rafinha and spending time doing that, although it hasn't taken up the entire window, it could leave us in a difficult position. So I just don't know who else we would get. At this point, I'm like, whatever. But I think, who do you guys think is actually the ones that played us? Do you think who do you guys think is the ones that played us? Do you think it's Deco? Do you think it was Leeds? Like, who do you guys think it was? Because I do think we got played. I think they brought us in and said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, like he'll come, he'll come," just hoping that it would trigger Chelsea, to do the business. Um, do you think it was Leeds or do you think it was Deco? Who do you guys think it was? A combination of both? Because Deco's getting what he wants, Chelsea's getting what they want, Rafinha's getting what they want. I don't know. it feels like, yeah, this really sucks. Um, but this is the transfer window. We'll survive it. We'll survive it. I'm just looking for other updates. I don't really see anything right now. But I'm sure, yeah. This Nabri stuff, we really have to just let it go. Um, and I see a lot of people. Oh, yeah, there's so many. Yeah, I feel bad for the fan base, but equally, unfollow all those in the know accounts because they're the ones who got you guys gassed. Um, And I think even if we match the offer, he's gonna choose, Champions League. I think it's a different situation than Gabriel Jesus, where he wanted the starting position, he wanted to be the number 9, he wanted to be the main man. Raphinha has never played at the highest level. So, Gabriel Jesus has already done that. So, yeah, I think it's a little bit different. He may really jump at it. But yeah, um, let's see. Oh, yeah. I'm just reading some of the stuff, you guys, just trying to make sure there was no other updates or anything like that. Yeah, I just think the window is now like all even now. Chelsea will get Raheem Sterling and Raphinha. We have Vieira and Gabriel Jesus. Manchester United are getting De Jong and Malacia. So yeah, it's all kind of like evened out now. Richarlison and Basuma are at Spurs. So yeah, in 1 minute we look like we were ahead, and the next minute now it looks like we are gasping for air. That's how quickly things can change. But I think it's important to remember that, like, we have brought in good players, and we know that Gabriel Jesus and Tielemans were the priorities, and Martinez, they better get those players. They've only gotten one. And when you sleep, people can be plotting behind you. So you never know. What if Ajax are playing us, trying to get Eric Ten Hag and Manchester United to bid for Martinez? We're probably just, yeah. Um, we should go for Sterling. He's going to go to Chelsea. Alex says Zaha is 29. Nabry isn't coming, and Diaby is probably going to Bayern. Yeah, they kind of effed it. Effie says Raphinha is similar to Saka. We need to concentrate on the midfield and defense. Oh, you guys, this whole thing about them being similar. You guys, I don't know if like you guys don't understand, but like we need more attackers. Like our attackers are not. I get that Saka is good and Martinelli is good, but we ran them into the ground next season. If you start off with the same attackers, you're gonna be in the same situation. Maybe that's why we got Vieira. Maybe he'll play some winger, but we have to wrap our heads around like we can't just get Martinez and Tielemans. We have got to go get another attacker. You can't have ESR, Martinelli, and Saka. For me, that's a failure. I'm sorry, because we have twice as many games, but they could barely get through a season with just Premier League football. Wrap that through your head. Like, get that through your head. Like, come on. So yeah. Spursy Steve says, respectfully, Saka is very good, but you have to have quality double ups everywhere. I'm still hoping we'll get him. Spursy Steve. No, you guys are gonna get Richarlison. Kendi Canadino says, so when Jesus and Saka need rest, who's gonna play? I think people they think because they're good that they can continue to play all these games. They can, and all the really good players. Oh, Martinez has been hijacked by Spurs. Oh, I don't believe that. Where do you guys see that? If that's true, we're just finished. We're done out here. Um, we're just done, and we got played again. Let's see. I don't see anything about that, but they might be saying that that's probably what's going to happen because this is what happened with Chelsea. So yeah, but if we lose out to Lissandro Martinez to Spurs, then I think that would just show like we just don't have any sort of pull like whatsoever. But yeah, I just think at this point we just have to wait and see. Let's see, I'm just looking for any updates. Let me check. What a day. We should have known something like this was coming. We should have known. We should have known. Arsenal are the only club to make official bids, and the reports are true that Chelsea are agreeing. Yeah, I don't see anything yet about like Martinez being hijacked, but it could happen. You know. Let's see. So you guys gonna go back on your Arteta has no excuses this season? Because I know a lot of people were going in with that because we were gonna get this player and this player. We haven't gotten those players yet. Um, so yeah, Antonio says actually at Twitter now Arsenal react like a grown man after a missing transfer. I don't know. I haven't looked at his account yet. Zach 10 says we went into last season with three strikers, Abba, Laka, and Kedia Jesus, and Kedia isn't enough. It's just not, you guys. Like if we don't get another attacker, I'll think that sixth place is probably where we'll finish because Saka, Martinelli don't have enough goals in them. They're good, but they don't have enough goals in them. And you can't play them every single game. So you need a more experienced attacker to come in. Raphinha was perfect for that. We've lost out on him. You can't turn around and go get another kid. You can't go and get, I don't know, some other 22-year-old. You need to go figure it out. This is on them. Adam says, really hope that we didn't put all our eggs in one basket. I mean, but that's what Edu does. He does put a lot of eggs in one basket. So yeah. Ian, if you don't like my content, you can go. There's almost 600 people in here watching me. So if you don't like my content, you are more than welcome to go out. Lee Gunner does his own thing. So you can go if you don't like my content. Christian says, I don't think it's worth going into panic mode with the Raphinha deal. Chelsea have not made any signings yet, and they need to make a move. There's massive hope even without Raphinha. Maybe. Okay, so you're spamming the chat now, but it's weird. If you don't like my content, why are you here? Mr. Smith says, Saka's in double figures last season. With every season, he gets stronger. He does, but they need support. You guys, I'm not saying that Saka is not a good player. What I'm saying is that, like, if you think he's going to start, because Pepe is not going to play. Pepe is not going to play. So even if he's there, do you really think Saka is going to play all the Premier League games like he did this season and also play all the Europa League games and be able to stand and also play in the World Cup? And the backups cannot be Marquinhos, somebody that we don't know anything about. So I think, I don't know. I think there's this thing about like, I don't want anybody above Saka, but if Saka was that good, then we wouldn't worry about Raphinha coming in anyway because he would start, right? So yeah, I'm sorry. Like it's a blow. He was probably the best opportunity that we had. Hopefully we have something else, on the back burner. But I just want to see us wrap up Martinez and Tielemans because now I feel like anything can get hijacked. So yeah. Lay down the law, but Saka can also get injured. That's another thing. Exactly. But people are saying, play Saka 60 games a season, and he'll be fine. No big deal. Keenan says Gakpo, Diaby, and Bowen are all similar level to Raphinha. We just need to pivot to another target. We are going to be okay. They're not the same level, but I hear what you're saying. And I don't really care if Raphinha flops at Chelsea. I wanted Raphinha at Arsenal. To me, it's not really about Chelsea. Like, they're a big team, big club with a lot of money and Champions League. If they were coming in, they were always going to take it from us, especially if we didn't act quick. So it's not about that. I'm more concerned about what are Arsenal going to do? Did they put all their eggs in one basket? Do we have a contingency? How are we going to make sure that we score 80 goals next season? Right now, we're scoring about 60. We need 20 more goals. Where are those going to come from? Some of them may come from Gabriel Jesus, but I just don't trust Martinelli and Saka and ESR to score the amount of goals necessary to get us through next season in 4 competitions. Like, we need more than that. So, yeah, it's a big blow, but yeah. Shadozi says, should we go for Osimhen and use Jesus as a winger? I don't know. Because are we gonna pay for Osimhen? Now I question how much money we have. That's where I'm at with it now. Um, so yeah. Dial Square says we need Europa League players. Ismail Isar. No, we need better players than that. Um, yeah. Um, I don't know. Wake me up in a week. Let's see where we are. High Five Entertainment says Arsenal move away from Raphinha and go back to Zaha twice the player. FA says for people saying we should go for Sterling, what don't you guys get that Chelsea are getting both, not one or the other? Exactly. Dallas Square says, yeah, I read that already. Karumi says, tell them, Jessica, we just business about Arsenal. Matata United says, just already gambling on Saka's injury. I don't know what that means, but I think we need more attackers. Like when the transfer window opened, I said that we needed 3. And then they re-signed Eddie and I was like, okay, well, now probably 2. So Gabriel Jesus is the bare minimum. It's not even the bare minimum because we need 2. Let's see. She knows football. Thank you so much for your super chat as well. It says this channel is hotter than fish greets haters. I mean, look, it wasn't always going to go 100% smooth. We knew that. Was I hoping that it would be a different deal? Yes. But Raphinha, Champions League, Chelsea, a club that's doing better, that has the money, what can you do? We tried. I don't think we have the money to put it all up front and also be able to do other things. Hopefully, we didn't get so sidetracked that we can't get Tielemans and Martinez over the line. Hopefully, we'll reprioritize those signings. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise, but I also just don't see who else we could bring in that would be at the same level as Raphinha. I don't think you can count players from outside of the league unless they're world-class players because we know what the step up to the Premier League can do to an attacker. They can be really, really good in the Bundesliga, really, really good in the Dutch league, and then come to, the Premier League and really falter. And so, yeah, it's just one of those where, yeah. And Gakpo, I think, is like a left winger, and we're clearly looking at a right winger in Raphinha. So, yeah. Let's see. Zach 10 says the heightened hope and expectation that came with being strongly linked with Raphinha is the sickener for me. I'm looking at Trossard and Asensio as a yuck. But before Raphinha link, I would have gladly took them. Yeah, probably. Um, I hear that. I hear that. Effie says there was a meeting between Bole and Mendez this week. You know what? Now that you say that, they may have been talking about Raphinha. Now that you say that, that makes a lot of sense. So now that going through really quickly makes a lot of sense. And so, yeah, it is what it is. Ataguagua Success says our only remediation is to go for Oshiman. DJ Polar says just another day of hopium. Let's see. Canandino says Arsenal clearly got played again, just like Vlahovic. Adu just doesn't learn. It's crazy how 1 minute he was looking like a genius, and now everybody is kind of switching back to he's like incompetent or something like that. I'm thinking that we're kind of still in the same place with him. We've signed Gabriel Jesus, we've signed Vieira. I still think those players are really good. Also, remember Vieira can play on the left or the right up front. So I think we got the signings in that they do improve us. Raphinha is one of those where what kind of damage is that going to do to the window if we've lost out on other targets chasing after a lost cause? It didn't feel like a lost cause, but now that you kind of piece it together, that Chelsea was able to do it so quickly, George Mendes may have played us, and tried to get, excuse me, Arsenal so close to the deal just to get Chelsea in there, and maybe they were going to pay him a higher commission, you know? I think it's just one of those, like, you just have to suck it up. Um, I'm just looking for any other like updates. I don't see anything because I'm going to close out the show soon. Um, let's see. Yeah, I think we'll still get another attacker. I think we'll just have to wait and see, but let's just try to like hold our horses a little bit. The window is not all lost. Um, DJ Polar says Raphinha isn't a loss. We move. Um, a foe says they've been discussing Ralph since January at Chelsea, and yeah, like that's another thing is like they were well placed, and we took a gamble. And this is the same thing that kind of happened with Vlahovic, that you take a gamble and it feels good when you think you're going to get them, and then when you don't, then it's like, why did we go after them in the first place? It's just a matter of how much time did we spend doing this, if we have we missed out on anything because of it, can we pivot back into a positive position? I think that's kind of where we are. Let's see. She knows football. Thank you so much for your super chat. I really appreciate it. This channel is unstoppable. Best analyst on YouTube. People are getting their panties in a bunch over it. You can tell. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I just say how I feel. I get that people want us, like Arsenal, to react. I just hope we can go back to paying attention to Tielemans, trying to get Martinez over the line, and then maybe there's somebody else that we'll go after. Before we got linked to Raphinha, I'm not gonna lie, I would have taken Gakpo, I would have taken Trossard. It is it's a step down, but this is the price that you pay for being in Europa League. And I think that you can go back to maybe the season and say, maybe we should have pushed a little bit harder in January, or something like that, or just won one more game. So yeah. Um, but I have to say, I prefer him to go to Chelsea than to Spurs, because that would have just killed us. New Home says if we was smart, we would put in a bid for Rice now. We're not going to mess up any of Chelsea's plans, are we? People are saying Rafinha's world class. So yeah. I'm going to say right now that I think he's going to go to Chelsea. I think we need to move forward and move on. Hold the L. Hold those in the knows accountable. There was a lot of in the knows that were telling all Arsenal fans that it was done. Don't worry, despite late interest, he's still going to Arsenal, blah, blah, blah. I think those are the people that you need to hold accountable. They come around every season and do this. It wouldn't hurt that bad if people weren't 100% sure that we were getting him. Don't panic. The window's not over. Hold the L. Let's just move on. Gonna look at the poll. It says 70% of people think he's going to Chelsea, which I think is true. 30% said no. Yep, just gotta hold it. Anyways, so I will be on the Highbury squad at 10 p.m. UK time. So in 2 hours, I'll be on the Highbury squad. We'll be doing another kicking it with Soph and Jess. We'll see how this goes, because we're definitely going to have to weave this in here, and I'm going to have to relive it again. But yeah, let's just relax. I've pretty much gotten my feelings out about it. We just have to see. We just have to see. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, get a drink. It's a long transfer window to go ahead. Would love to be a fly on the wall, in Edu's office while he was showing Gabriel Jesus and showing Matt Turner around. Chelsea were getting the business done. So, yep. Talk to you guys soon. Bye, y'all.